Aces Wild does one thing perfect right off the bat. Its name does not lie. It's a wild ride from beginning to end. My adrenaline was absolutely pumped from the moment I picked up the controller till I realized 5 hours had passed. If I ever meet the creator, Tyler Doak, I want to shake his hand and sincerely thank him for an awesome experience. Disclaimer, all the footage you see here is me kicking much ass. Damn, this game is fun. Aces Wild is a side-scrolling brawler to the core, and the beauty of this is that it never tries to be anything else. If you're looking for a deep story and a compelling reason to win through lore, don't bother. It has a story shown to you at the start, but it's completely skippable. Something about ninjas and an island and something battle circuit and something winning the land for 500 years. Who cares? Let's just punch people in the face! Combat is fast-paced and satisfying. Incredibly satisfying. You'll feel like a badass the whole way through. It's playable with a keyboard as well as a controller, and both feel natural. Combat is very responsive, everything feels tight and buttery smooth. When you pull off those insane combos, you want to keep doing it over and over until you're so good that you are simply invincible. Ever watch one of those Japanese animes where the main character is some middle school or high school kid that takes on armies with tanks with his bare fists and then walks away without a scratch? Yeah, that's how this game feels, and it's non-stop. From the moment you start, you are fighting multiple enemies at once with almost no breaks. Unless you count the time it takes you to load from one tile to the next, which is almost instantaneous. The only real breakup in the action is a small area with no enemies right before the boss. This actually caught me off guard, so much so that I tried going back because I thought I missed something. It felt like a throwback to the old Mega Man X games, you know, that little room with the 2 doors right before the boss. I'm probably reading too much into this, but other than that, it felt like my heart rate never dropped and my palms were sweaty the whole time. Hell, the freaking floor is optional. I spent 90% of the game in the air with no real need to ever land. This game is a serious rush. This is even the case when I hit a brick wall and spent the next 30 minutes trying to punch through it. The difficulty curve in this game is actually pretty fair. If I were to put the difficulty curve in a graph form, it would look like a straight line. I never felt like I fought something that I couldn't handle. Most of the time. I'm not gonna lie to you. There are some points where enemy combos and bosses simply felt impossible. The first time you come across something that kills you, it seems almost insane and unfair. But I promise you, nothing is thrown in your way that you can't kick to the curb. In fact, the bosses that gave me the most trouble were actually the simplest to beat, and I found myself overthinking strategies. All you really need is just pure adrenaline, focus, and split-second reaction times, baby. However, if you really find yourself in a situation where you really can't beat something, feel free to try another character. There are 3 characters total and there seems to be room for more. DLC possibilities, maybe? Can't wait to see if that happens. All characters have a different moveset and play slightly differently, enough so that they all have their own identity, but not different enough to where you have to spend 20 minutes learning a character before you can actually have any fun in the game. And as fun as this game is though, it isn't perfect, it has its flaws. However, none bigger than the keybind setup menu. I went there looking to find what keys actually did what, and accidentally overwrote all the keybinds. Not just the combat keybinds, oh no, all of them, including menu movement. I had to guess at what key did what. If I wasn't recording, I would have never known what they were originally because there's no back to default option. How did this make it past testing? If I can save this horror for one person, I most definitely will. Please, if you go looking to the keybinds, do not hit H. Hit U to back out once you've seen all the keys. As a matter of fact, here. Pause the video now, as these are the default keybinds. Now you never have to go to that menu and accidentally mess yourself up. Another flaw I feel like I need to mention is the what the hell just happened moments that you will have in this game. What I mean by this is the same thing that most other games with really flashy animations suffer with. Too many effects. I found times where there were so many enemies on my screen all getting hit at the same time that there were so many attack effects going on, I really had no idea where my character was. To be honest though, this is probably what the creator was aiming for, and it really does add to the fun to watch aspect of the game. However, it could be frustrating if you die in the middle of all of it with no idea what just happened. I just want to make sure you are aware that this is a thing in this game. Oh, by the way, Aces Wild has a local co-op option. This feature feels exactly like that, a "oh by the way it's there" feature. This is something I will probably never use, but a co-op feature of some kind is nice to have. But this is something I really have to criticize simply because this game was released on a PC first. Maybe the game will be released on consoles if it does well. I have no doubt in my mind that this game will do well. I just have to criticize this feature because who makes a PC game with multiplayer in mind without the option of internet multiplayer? By the way, this is the biggest freaking Akita I have ever seen. At least I think it's an Akita. Most games have you fighting German Shepherds or Dobermans. It's good to see something different as small as this is. Currently, Aces Wild is $10 retail price on Steam and on TylerDope.com, the creator's website. Is it worth it? In my opinion, hells yeah! I had a blast with this one my first time through and was aiming for a high score the second time through on another character. So far I've sunk about 7 hours into this bad boy. However, just like with any reaction-based game, your playtime will vary due to skill and your tolerance for pain. If you're looking for a layered story, in-depth character development, or anything of the sort, look somewhere else. I can't recommend this one to the casual gamer that is looking for the game and to entertain them. But if you're looking for a non-stop action brawler that doesn't cut corners for you to sink your teeth into, look no further. I give Aces Wild 9 in-your-face effects out of 10. If you're really still on the fence about this one, there is actually a demo, it's just not on Steam. It's on the Aces Wild main page, the link is in the description. Alright guys, that's it from me. My name's Daxter with the Overshield.com. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace!